Dip, 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 dip. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, butter. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, butter. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, butter. Sha-la-la-la.
AM 1240 WJON, and I'm joined in studio now by Gail Cruikshank. She is the talent director for the Greater St. Cloud Development Corporation. Thank you, Gail, for coming in today.
Good morning and happy holidays to you.
You too. So today we're talking about seasonal work. This is the time of year where people have accepted jobs, and I think probably a lot of the seasonal jobs have already been taken, but maybe there's a few others that are still out there. What are some of the reasons why people are doing the season? I suppose it's for holiday retail is what we automatically think of.
Right. Well, I think we automatically go to that, but, really it's our employers do seasonal work really anytime they have an uptick in their business. It might just be they have a huge project that came about, or they're trying to create a new role within the company and they're not quite sure what it's going to look like. I think a lot of us think it is only retail, but really I took a look at JobSpot this morning, and there is all industry represented in seasonal work. And really, it gives those employers and the employee as well a chance to try before you buy kind of thing. Our employees can really see, is this a good company that I really like to work at? And on the flip side, the employers can see, is this employee going to be somebody that's going to fit within our culture, fit within the job responsibilities I need? So it's a great trial period on both sides.
Gail, would you say that people generally, when employers are hiring, that they're looking for seasonal work only for that season, or is there an expectation, we might keep you if you're good?
There's a huge opportunity that you will get the chance to stay on after that seasonal opportunity. Many, many employers really use that seasonal, again, as a test category or a test time frame where they have full intent on hoping to find someone that they can retain into a regular position once that seasonal time is completed.
So what is the commitment level, first of all, for the job seeker? I mean, when you're looking for that, what should you expect?
I think from the job seeker standpoint, you're going to be, you should expect you're going to be brought onto the team. You're going to hopefully feel like you're a part of the team. And it's on you to really impress upon them how you want to be a part of the team. So it's kind of a test trial run, but you should feel like any other associate that is on staff, hopefully. And again, for your perspective as an employee, you should be giving them many opportunities to showcase why maybe they should be considering keeping you, even if that wasn't their original intent.
What would you say for someone that is like, I don't have any prior experience? Is this an opportunity with seasonal work where it's more likely that, they need people? They may not require to have experience necessarily.
Absolutely. It is definitely less requirements in many cases that the employer is looking for, because they are, again, thinking immediately about the short-term benefit. So, again, this is a great opportunity to utilize some of those transferable skills that you and I always talk about on the show, as well as try something new. So if you're a job seeker that is really burnt out with your past career choice, if there's a couple seasonal opportunities and something that really sparks your interest, take advantage of it. You might be opened up to a whole new opportunity that you never would have thought of in the past.
Now, we think of retail, we think of sales. Now, if you have sales experience anywhere, is that going to benefit you for future jobs? Absolutely,
it does. Any sales type of position has so many skills that can be utilized in absolutely every industry in our market. And again, it's just some of those very basic things: strong communication skills, follow-up, efficiency, punctuality, any of those basic things. Plus also, the ability to communicate effectively happens at every single job, no matter if you are CEO of a company or if you are the newest seasonal associate at a retail store. You need to effectively communicate. And so all of those roles that you are playing in a retail job, if it is a seasonal retail job, can all be applied to other industry. Absolutely.
So now, when you're trying to construct a resume and you're looking for seasonal work, maybe something you don't have a lot of experience in, what tips and tricks do you have for them?
I think the biggest thing to keep in mind is, be very clear on your resume what skills you do have and how they could apply to that company that you are applying to. So I always tell every job seeker, when you are applying for a job, no matter if it's a seasonal or if it's, again, CEO, high-level position, be very specific to that company in your resume. And what I mean by that is make sure you're highlighting certain skills that they call out in the job description, or make sure you're highlighting those transferable skills at the very top of your resume so those recruiters don't miss those that can then be applied to a variety of jobs. And again, there's nothing wrong with follow up with that employer as you need it too. If you're not hearing back from them, certainly can follow up with that recruiter that you spoke to or who you submitted your resume to, but be very specific in your follow-up as to who you are, what job did you apply to, when did you interview or when did you apply, and can I provide you any additional information that can help make that decision for you? Are you missing anything that I can share about my background or my experiences? So again, it's not pressuring that employer to say, how come you haven't called me back yet? But it's, again, that nice, kind reminder that might push them to say, wow, Jay's really interested in that job. I think we should give him a chance. It might give you that extra edge up on maybe if they're trying to decide between 4 or 5 candidates.
What is the suitable amount of time that you should wait once you send a resume in and when you should give that follow-up phone call?
That's a great question, and unfortunately, there is no one answer. Each employer operates off of a whole different timeline in many cases. But if we're talking seasonal jobs, the urgency is there. So in my opinion, first off, follow any direction. If you did speak to anybody at the company, respect what timeline they gave you. If they say, we'll get back to you within 48 hours or within a week, then certainly honor that first and foremost. But if it is that you just simply submitted an application, I would say, within 2-3 days, certainly try and give that call as a reach out. You're just reinforcing your interest. As well as, again, every time that you make connection in one way, shape, or form, you're hopefully moving up in that pile of applications if that employer is lucky enough to have several applications to review.
Can that do more harm than good, or is it always going to be a benefit?
Well, you have to definitely weigh that. So again, yes, it can get to be a harm to you if you become that annoying candidate that is continuing to call every single day. By no means am I recommending that you do that. I think, if you applied for a job today, maybe if you haven't heard anything and you don't have any direction from that employer, I would say 3-4 days. There's certainly nothing wrong with following up just to say, I just want to make sure you got my application. I'm very interested in this job. Let me know if I can provide you any additional information. And then hopefully you'll get a return response of some sort that'll then dictate if you need any future follow-up, and hopefully you'll have some sort of direction of are you being considered or not.
Is this still kind of a buyer's market, a job seeker's market more than, is it across the board, or is there only some industries where that's the case?
I think overall it's still a job seeker market for sure. Every one of our employers, I have found very, very few that are saying, nope, I don't need any more employees, I'm good. And even if they are full technically, they're always looking for that next winner, that next, rock star associate that they want to bring on board. And so definitely in the favor of the job seeker. And so this is a great opportunity, again, to try out new careers, look to things that maybe you didn't feel like you'd be a good fit for. A lot of companies, they actually prefer to train you anyway. So again, as we've talked about in previous shows, they want that they're looking for the right fit within their company. So do you fit their culture, their mission, vision, and values? They're willing to train you on the specific job responsibilities in most cases. So again, finding that right fit is critical for you as a job seeker as well as for that employer.
When employers list requirements, previous requirements, whether it be degrees or job experience, are those things that if you don't have those things, you just don't bother applying, or should you still apply just in case they don't necessarily require that?
My opinion would be if they give you a list of 5 requirements, I think you should be honest with yourself. Do you honestly have, say, 3 of those requirements. If you don't meet any of the requirements, don't waste your time or theirs. Yes, they might be in need of people, but they still have some of those basic requirements that they do need to fulfill. So I'm saying, if they list 5 requirements, do you absolutely have to have all 5, or you say, oh, I can't apply? I would back that off a little bit. Again, like I'm saying, if you have 3 to 4 of them, I would go ahead, give it a shot. Certainly if we're talking seasonal employment, because again, that's that trial time. So they're going to be far more open to taking a chance on someone because they're not as committed to long term, at least when they initially hire you, as maybe they will after you've been there for a while and they see how great you are.
And you mentioned seasonal, work, and that's what we've been talking about here for quite a bit of this. If you're someone that's wanting to get into a job, and maybe if you're young, just out of college, is getting an internship, whether it be paid or not, a benefit? And what suggestions would you have to that person if they do have the opportunity to do that?
I think if any person has the opportunity for an internship, grab it for sure. That real life experience will give you more knowledge to enter into the job market than any classroom and book learning that you will do. Our classroom education is critical to give you the details that you need to be able to do a career, but there's nothing that replaces that time where you can be in that environment doing what you've been learning in the book or online or whatever it is, to be able to really apply what you've learned and see if this is, again, that right fit for you. So even if you have to take it unpaid, it is still well worth the opportunity to be able to get into that environment and really see, is this what I really want to do, and this is a good fit for me and my skills.
Right.
So any opportunity.
It's got to be a mix of something you can see yourself doing, even if you don't love it, as long as you don't hate it.
Right.
Because the hating it part, you'll never probably succeed there.
Exactly. And the other thing, seasonal work, a lot of times job seekers will say, well, they're only paying this number an hour, $10 an hour, whatever it is, $15 an hour. Again, it's great experience that gives you something to hopefully launch off of onto that bigger and better opportunity. Because again, being employed and looking for a job is always better than not being employed at all, even if it's not your desired job while you're looking for that dream job.
Right. Having some income coming in. Always.
Well,
makes you look
absolutely.
better.
And just showing that you are, showing the importance of being employed. And I am doing something. I'm not just sitting at home filling out applications waiting for that perfect job. I'm actually out contributing to an employer's success, gaining skills of some nature, and hopefully being able to apply a lot of that to that job that they're really striving for.
Gail, if people are looking for more information on how to get jobs and all the placements that you have available, what's your website?
Our website is greaterstcloudjobspot.com. And as I was talking to Jay this morning when I came in, just to give you an idea, right today there is 367 temporary jobs on our site right now, and they range every single industry in our region. And there's also over 1,400 part-time jobs. So again, it's not all full-time jobs. If you're looking to try some things different, there's also a wealth of information on there for job seekers and employers as far as to help prepare yourself as a job seeker and then also to be on the receiving end as an employer. So greaterstcloudjobspot.com, a wealth of information, all free to use, built for our community.
Excellent. Gail, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
That's Gail Cruikshank, Talent Director for the Greater St. Cloud Development Corporation.